watch, he won't misbehave for me. So this horse has been having problems in the cross ties. He has been bullying his person. He will leave the cross ties. Once he flipped over in the cross ties. He's very fearful. So what I'm doing here is I'm giving him a job. I'm moving his body around. I'm giving him something to think about. He wants to switch eyes on me right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. He wanted to turn and look at me out of his other eyeball, so I'm not going to allow that. So now I'm going to move him around in here a little bit. I want them to feel in the cross ties like they're not stuck, like they're not trapped. So often a horse that's nervous in cross ties, if you show them that they can move their feet, they have room to move around, they become less fearful. There, that was nice. He gave me a nice bend to the left. So now I'm going to do the same thing in the cross ties. And what I'm showing him is that he can move, and he can also he needs to respond to me and not just brace up. Sometimes he just braces up. A little bit more. And so notice the timing of when I give. So there he pushed into my space. I'm not going to allow that. So I turned my volume up really loud for a second there, and I was licking his lips. So he's thinking about what just happened there. He's accepting that dynamic. I said, don't run into my space. And see how he just relaxed? So now he's more relaxed. So me being more in charge doesn't make him more upset, it makes him more relaxed. So I'm going to move him back and forth a little bit. And notice the timing. I'm going to ask. I'm going to go neutral. I'm going to ask again. Good. I don't really want him to take that away. So he stepped back and then he took it away, meaning he stepped back and then he stepped forward. There. So he's happy about that. Good. So one thing I want to talk about is my demeanor. When I'm with a horse that is sometimes difficult, people often, they do two things. They either try to hold the horse really tight so that the horse doesn't have any room to misbehave, which, if I did this for a while, he's already starting to get a little nervous about this, right? I'm closing in on him. Or the other thing they do is they tiptoe. Like they're really super careful, like, I'm exaggerating obviously, but they get really, really careful with the horse and they tiptoe. And you don't want to do either. You want to be a little bit almost nonchalant, So I'm going to, with my body language, I'm just going to treat him like he's a normal horse. I'm not going to tiptoe around him. If I want to correct him, I'm going to correct him. I'm going to decide how picky to be. So if he moved a tiny bit, I have to decide. Is he being disrespectful? Is he starting to be fearful? Or is it something that I can live with? So he's licking his lips and blinking his eyes. This is a good sign. It means he's relaxing, he feels comfortable. I think there's a good chance that he'll take a step here, and I'll have to use my feel whether it's something I can allow, like it's okay, I want him to be relaxed, or whether it's something I need to correct. And it depends on why he does it. So I need to be in feel, and I need to be aware of my own body language. Even doing something like this, even just brushing this horse, I need to be aware of my own body language. So this horse, he gets really tight about being saddled, and he sometimes can misbehave. So even with this, I'm not going to be overly careful as I put his saddle on. I'm going to keep my body language very normal. This is very normal. Okay, that I'm not going to allow. That's a test. My field tells me that's a test. He sees the saddle coming, he's going to start pushing boundaries. So I want him to be able to stand here on his own responsibility. I'm not going to try to hold him more still. I'm not going to hold him really tight. I am keeping this line in my hand so that I can correct him if I need to. And I'm going to be respectful about putting the saddle on his back, but I'm not going to be sneaky. So I put it on his back in a way that's sensitive, that it might be tight for him or uncomfortable for him in some way, even though the saddle is custom fit to his back. But I'm not going to be so tentative that he's training me to be too quiet. It's important to get your pads up off the wither. So I allowed that little wiggle, but I'm going to correct it in just a very nobody's in trouble kind of a way. He's not in trouble, I just kind of would like him back here with me. So there he's resting one foot, and he's looking at me, so he's relaxing, so he's licking his lips now. So he's relaxing about this process. He's accepting the reality of getting saddled. Now that felt like a little bit of a push, so I'm not going to accept that step. And that's a judgment call. On a trainer horse, I might allow that step. If I didn't think it was a push, I might allow that step. So notice I keep my head out of the way when I do that. I see people go in there and they get their head under there. You don't want to do that. You want to keep your head safe when you get your girth. He gets very upset about the girth. So I'm going to keep my body language very neutral, very normal, but I'm also going to be respectful and be gentle. I'm not going to respond to what he just did. If I start buying into that, like, don't you pin your ears at me, and I start feeding into it, I don't want to set up that dynamic. I'm just going to be neutral, I'm going to be respectful, and I'm not going to buy into any of his behavior that I don't really want. It's not his fault. For many years, he had a very, very tight back, so he has legitimate concerns there. Go ahead and cut at that point.